Hello, this is Lisa Bonanno, RN. I'm here to introduce to you www.drugabuse.gov. This is a resource that is best used for professionals, particularly health professionals. Unfortunately, as I've been around the web, I've noticed that many health professionals are still in the past regarding current drug addiction trends, and particularly heroin, because heroin use has changed. So I kind of wanted to go in that direction when I chose my topic. And I wanted to, I also noticed some just general attitudes about addiction that I wanted to address. I wanted some information to be out there for health professionals that are currently practicing in the field. So while I did my research, I found that there's actually research that shows that when treatment professionals are optimistic about and non-judgmental about drug addicts and about whether or not treatment will work, when they're optimistic, it actually improves outcomes. So I thought we should focus in on that. I used Lycos for my search engine and I typed in current heroin stats. I have a screenshot of what came up. I looked at some of the sites on there and I rejected most of them because of either some bias or it seemed like almost propaganda type of techniques. It was organizations that were not, I wasn't clear on, I knew what their mission was, but it wasn't as clear cut and unbiased as the one I eventually chose, which was the NIDA site, National Institute on Drug Abuse. Also, some of the links that came up on the Lycos site were outdated or completely defunct. So I ended up going with the National Institute on Drug Abuse. So the drugabuse.org site is a government site. It's a division of the National Institutes of Health, and the individual pages, they will show that they were updated. And for instance, the heroin page shows that it was updated in May 2014. Then when I looked at it, they had links to research that came out November 2014. That's its month. So it's updated obviously quite regularly. They had links to current scholarly research right on the homepage, and it's very relevant information to what we do, and you'll see that in further slides. This is the top part of the home page. The entire page was too busy to fit on the screen. I want to show you the top part because it showed the links, it showed the notes. There's a section just for current meetings and upcoming meetings, many tabs that you can get information on specific projects that they're working on, and there's even more to come. This is the bottom of the home page, and I wanted to focus in on that because that is the part that you're going to use when you have the patient right in front of you. There's tabs for Spanish, there's tabs for Easy Reader, parents and educators, children's and teens, patients and families, researchers, and medical health professionals. Obviously, some of these you're going to be able to click on them right away when you have a patient in front of you that needs information, and it's right there at the bottom of the home page. The treatment finder is located right above the general educational resources, the links that I just talked about, and I thought it was quite intuitively placed because it was right where you would find it when you first go on the page, but right above the links where you would navigate off that site into a different one. But if you had a patient right in front of you that maybe was in your ER that you couldn't keep overnight but wanted treatment, you could just click on that link and get them started and possibly save their life. The reason I felt that this drugabuse.org was best for health professionals is because of the readability of the site. I analyzed it and it came up with a reading score of between 10th and 11th grade and the end of 11th grade for much of the content. And it assumes medical and addiction knowledge, and there's links to current research on the homepage, scholarly research that most people wouldn't be able to read. The heroin page, I had that analyzed, and it was analyzed at 11.9th grade reading level. That is far above what most people can read in the U.S. Now, when you click on the Easy Reader site that's at the bottom of the home page, it brings you to a different NIDA site. and it's for easy reading. So several groups recommend lower reading levels for health information because the lower level of health literacy, which is different than reading level, and also for reading level of health information should be between fourth and sixth grade, because most Americans read between a seventh and eighth grade reading level. And I included a picture of what that easy reading information shows on the Heroin page. Also, notice that you can listen to the page. You can also get it in Spanish. This is a picture of Nora Volkow, who is the director of the National Institutes of Drug Abuse. She is a scientist, and she is known for being obsessed and only impressed with data. She's got to see the numbers. And she said she credits her father with getting her started with science and just giving her that love in the beginning. But her great-grandfather was actually Leon Trotsky, and he was a revolutionary in Russia that was actually murdered in the house that she grew up in. And she said that fact in itself gave her quite a perspective on life. She's trained in psychiatry and has been working in addictions medicine and studying research for most of her career. So I found her perspective very interesting. She was profiled in the British medical journal The Lancet, and that's where I learned this information. I hope that we can use drugabuse.org in our clinical practice, not only for information on treatment and current trends in drug addiction and helping people get to treatment, but also to challenge our own perceptions of how treatable addiction is, and just to arm us with the information that we need to really make a difference with our patients and families, and not only in treating them but also in preventing problems. It's a very rich website with a lot of information